what is confirmation bias? So I'm going to be talking about confirmation bias in the context of cancer treatments. And confirmation bias is one of the most troublesome and damaging biases that we suffer from when looking for cancer treatments or choosing cancer treatments, particularly now that we have so much access to information online. So confirmation bias is, on a very simplistic level, is you think something may be true and you go out and look for evidence that it's true and you find a bunch of evidence and you say, oh, it's true. Now, the problem with this, of course, is that there may be a lot more evidence that the thing you believe is untrue, but you're not looking for that and therefore don't find it. So, if I was checking a certain treatment that I was thinking about having, I might look in a Facebook group and search for the name of the treatment and maybe the word success story or something like that, or successful. And I read all these stories of people having this treatment and getting a good result. And I think, fantastic, that treatment sounds great. I'll go and have that. Um, I'll go and do crowdfunding and get a huge amount of money to go and get this experimental treatment in Mexico or whatever, because I found all these people on Facebook that had this treatment and got a good result. But it may be that the vast majority of people who had the treatment got a bad result and maybe didn't live to post about it on Facebook, or they did post about it and I just happened to not find it because I was looking for the success stories. So confirmation bias is very, very, very dangerous. And our best defense against it is to be aware that it exists, to notice when we're suffering from it, and to slow down, to be careful, to look for counter examples, to try and look at percentages of success rate, maybe. You may need to look carefully at patient selection because there may be a treatment that seems to have a very high success rate, but when you look at it carefully, they're actually just treating a very small percentage of patients, and most patients are being rejected. So it's like they're kind of taking the easy cases almost, or just they're taking the cases that were a really good fit for that treatment, and you may not be a good fit for that treatment. Doctors, nurses, scientists all suffer from the biases as much as everyone else. Hopefully, the scientists are very careful, and of course, they're doing a lot of work on like their experiment design to make sure that they're not so affected by the bias. So they're running experiments looking for negative results, not just positive ones. They're doing maybe trials where there's a control group and maybe where the trial is double blinded, so the people doing the research, the actual mechanical bit of the trial, they don't know which patients are getting the medicine and which patients aren't, which ones are getting the placebo. The patients don't know either. So you're trying to kind of remove these sources of bias. But as patients ourselves trying to navigate this crazy world of cancer, we have to be very aware of confirmation bias, especially looking at stuff online, because you're seeing some success stories. There's a bit of wishful thinking, right? We want the treatments to work. We find all these examples of them working, or we find these reasons why they would work, and believe them because we want to believe them. But we have to be very aware of this and guard against it, because if not, we may make bad treatment decisions and not live to tell the tale. So I hope that's been useful.